Barbara here with your tarot reading for the week ahead. It is Monday, the 6th of May 2024, and in the UK it's a bank holiday. So those of you that aren't having to work, hope you're having a fantastic day. You've got something nice planned, even if it's just relaxing at home watching the telly. So find out what floats your boat today. Anyway, let's get on with the reading. So we have the Pathfinders Tarot. Now this is one I'm definitely going to do a review on at some point because this one isn't available anymore. It's completely out of print. You can get them secondhand and everything. Well worth it. But they have been replaced with the same cards, the same symbolism with the Wisdom Seekers Tarot. Now, when I do the review, it will be a very interesting comparison. So I'm going to briefly show you Pathfinders. That's the one I'm doing today. Its newer version. Look at the difference in the size of boxes. So you think, oh, they're going to be bigger cards. Wrong. Here's the back of Pathfinders. Here's the back of the newer version. Same pictures. There we go. Very different. This has got all gilt in it, and that's just sort of yellowy, goldy colour. This is much, much shinier, bigger, very difficult to... They are seriously, you can see how big they are. Look at that. Absolutely huge. So just to show you though, same, there we go, where's the pictures today? There we go, that's the two I've compared. There we go, same pictures though, so symbolism's still great. Anyway, there we are. There's a quick preview of the first card that's coming out. We have the Magician. The Magician is so important this week, and it makes this week really exciting, especially when you look at the card that's following it. This is a week of creativity, of performing magic in your life, to actually move on and say, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to create that new recipe for, it can be as small as that. I'm going to create that new recipe that my family is going to love. I'm going to create a new workbook if you design workshops and things like that and training sessions. This is the week that I'm going to recreate myself the way I look. Magic can happen. And you do actually have all the tools at your disposal. However, I am going to say the downside of the Magician, I think of the word magician, what comes to mind? Witchcraft doesn't come to mind, does it? Wizards, anything like that, people who perform actual magic. A magician tends to be a stage magician who everything is sleight of hand. And what you're seeing isn't really what's happening. So you do have to be very careful this week that the options that you have and the ideas that you have, the things that you want to create, have a reality. So this isn't like, oh, I'm going to build a spaceship in my garden. Yeah, you might build a spaceship in your garden. It's not necessarily going to fly though, is it? So to make that magic, that is a reality, this is the week to think very carefully about it and really put those thoughts into action. Now, it doesn't matter what those thoughts are and what you intend to do. It can be literally something just for this week. You could use this week, bearing in mind it's bank holiday, some of you actually might be off this week on holiday. Let's make this holiday extra special. What can I do? What can I create with all the tools I have to make this week extra special, that 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 20, 30 years down the line, we all go, God, do you remember that holiday? How amazing it was. It's not necessarily about producing something physical. It can be producing a state of mind. Remember, all those 4 elements are there at your disposal. Utilize the elements that are most useful to you this week to create that something special. It's really interesting. I've been watching a YouTube video about nutrition of all things. Very, very interesting. What he was saying about food in general, food is something that brings communities together. So if you think about it, you think 10 years, 20 years down the line, I know it's a bit odd talking about a magician about food. What are the memories that do you have? You have the memories of Christmas Day, not necessarily the presents or anything. It's everybody getting together, invariably with a home-cooked meal, because that extra love, that extra magic has gone into that. That's what this is about. If you're creating perhaps a workshop, I'm just saying that, or a training session or anything, what magic can you put in it? Are you just writing it? Oh yeah, I'll write that. I'll just keep doing. Is it because it fills your heart and you can put that magic into it? If you're designing I know this sounds really odd, say you're a fitness professional and you teach people fitness, what can you do? What magic can you put into that to make it extra special so that person remembers it long term? And what can you do? It's a one remember. What can you utilize from that to say, yeah, I can build on that. That was very successful. That wasn't successful. Oh my goodness, I'm going to go out and learn even more. There's so many things that you can do this week, but it needs to be something that's real, something that you can bring into your life that has a reality that can be memorable long term, even, very important, even if it doesn't work out. Remember, I always say, at least you tried. So it's very, very important. What's interesting in this deck, if you remember what the magician looks like in a Rider-Waite, he has the infinity symbol. Well, what they've done, they've incorporated, trying to get the light off it. Do you see? They've incorporated it into the brim of his hat. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Another thing with this particular deck, it's really hard to say, but can you see it's actually gilt on there? I mean, it's obviously not real gold, but I wish it was. I think they'd be selling for more than 20 quid second hand if they were, wouldn't they? But look at that, and look at the growth around. Look at this. Look at these vines, or whatever they are. I don't know what they are, ferns, I suppose, reaching up. Think, oh, there we are. What a great analogy. Think about ferns when they're first coming out of the earth, because they tend to, they die off in the winter. They unfurl, don't they? And then they become this beautiful fern. That is what's happened here. It's actually unfurled. You've already got the basis of that amazing idea that you can build on. So let's move on to the second card. Look at this, the 8 of Wands. Now I'm trying to show you, if you look very closely, here's all the wands. Look at the flames on top of that. Wow, look at the heat in this. This is absolutely, look at the red. This is like, whew, this is heat. Now, traditionally, eight's a speed. I'm getting so excited about this. Eight's a speed. It's all about things happening very fast. And you think about it, if they are burning so brightly, you've got to keep control of those flames, but utilize that heat, that energy, that warmth to push you forward. So when you match it with this particular, I'll pick up the smaller one. Where's the other one? Here it is. If you match it with this one, you think how far you can go, but it's a major arcana. This is the one that sets the pace for this to really motor on. I will also say, though, on a downside, don't let it motor on too quickly. No, I've said, right, get everything in place here, and it can go very, very fast, but you do need to control that. So don't think ahead, like, oh my goodness, yeah, I'm going to write this, I'm going to design this, I'm going to make this fantastic meal of it, I'm going to use it for every week now because it's so good. It's not about that. It's about, what's the word I'm looking for? Quality. That will put the basis there to feed those flames, to help you move on. Like I said, designing, I said, like, whether it's a workshop or a recipe or a fitness thing, all the things I mentioned, so much more than that, even a new career. It's all about fanning those flames to make you feel, yes, I can continue this long term. That's why you've got to put that balance in underneath, the basis of it, because you don't want to burn too quick. You don't want to burn yourself out. You can if you're teaching, say you're a fitness professional and you're overdoing it, you're going to burn yourself out. If you're burning the candle at both ends because you're so excited about this number one, then you're going to burn yourself out, and then it's going to be one of those hobbies almost that you start doing and you buy all the bits and pieces for it, and then you shove it in a cupboard because, oh, I haven't got time now. Oh God, I just need a rest from that, and then you forget it's there. Don't let the energy of that card and that card together burn out, or more importantly, burn you out. So this is very much a week of positivity, of creation. I can't say creating. Oh yeah, creating, why not? Just don't let it take over your life. Take it steadily. Let those flames burn brightly, but don't let them go out of control. I am so excited about this week. And you can tell that because I keep going over my words and, oh, yeah. There is so much that you can do this week as long as you keep control of those flames and that energy that's coming in. Do not burn yourself out. So take a step back. Remember, quality over quantity. Enjoy this week. Enjoy the excitement of what you can create, even if you don't see the benefits for another month, year, 5 years, whatever. Enjoy it. That's what's important this week, is enjoy what you're doing. Don't do something because you think, oh yeah, I'm good at that, I might as well do that, I suppose. You think about, actually, I'm going to start, not a tangent, just an example. Over the years, I've spoken to many people who've been to university and done a specific subject, not because they enjoyed it, but because, oh yeah, I was quite good at that, so I did it. They had no intention of going into that industry, but they did it because it was expected. Don't be that person. Do something because you love it, because if you love doing it, then it can really go forward and you can have that energy behind it, pushing it forward, and it will be long term. Anyway, have a fantastic week. Have a fantastic Bank Holiday Monday. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.